Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another adventure in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson. I am here with Gryfflet, back in the tower with Radagast where we left off last time, ready to begin the next phase of our adventure up here in the Lone Lands, which is where we are today. We are going to be attempting to get to the bottom of the mystery of what has been plaguing the Lone Lands. I just absolutely love the idea. This is one of the things in which where I find being a non-purist to be most liberating. Is it's really fun to fill in gaps. It's really fun I think back to the depiction in the Fellowship of the Ring of Frodo looking at maps and wondering what lay beyond their edges, and I think that we all have sort of had that experience in reading Tolkien. And not just literally what lays beyond the edges of the maps, but what lies beyond the fringes of the story. There are obviously so many more stories that are to be told, and some of them we get glimpses of, and the game is able to expand and really dig into, and that is so much fun. But here in the Lone Lands, what we're getting is something where it was just literally an empty space, right? It was an empty land where nobody lived, and there were ruins and trolls, and we're not even at the trolls yet. That's up in the Trollshaws. There was nothing, right, other than Weathertop and Black Riders passing through. But being able to see more, so not only getting, as I was talking about last time, how much I really admire their ingenuity in inventing the Egline, right? The place is not abandoned; it's just occupied by people who keep to themselves and hide away so you don't see them, and that's why Bilbo thought the land was unoccupied when he went through in The Hobbit. But the story that they have developed here in sort of up in the north part of the Lone Lands, what is really kind of the central drama of the story of the Lone Lands as Locho does it, I find very interesting and is quite different. I mean, that is, there's no hint or whiff of it in the book. It's not there's no single touch in the book that they're expanding into this. It's entirely made up in that sense, and yet I think we'll see, as we've seen in other places, that even when they're adding stuff that is not there in the books, they are trying to do so on a model and dealing with ideas and themes and concepts that are derived from Tolkien's works. So let us be thinking about that as we go through the Lone Lands adventures. So here is Gryfflet. As you'll notice if you're paying careful attention, I did take him out and do some more quests here in the Lone Lands and get him up a couple levels, because the jump in the level requirements on the Epic Quest line between Candaith's encampment and over here at Oscaruth is a pretty big jump, actually. So not wanting Gryfflet to get totally destroyed by today's adventures, we leveled up a little bit. So, okay, Radagast, tell me what's going on.
Will you help me?
Of course I will help you, Radagast. The land itself is turning against us, and I know not the reason why. What a great opening from Radagast here. Radagast, remember what we know about Radagast? There's almost nothing that we know about Radagast. We know about 3 sentences worth of material about Radagast from Tolkien's writings, certainly from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit put together. We get a little bit more kind of conflicting material about him in Tolkien's other thinking, his later thoughts, further thoughts about the Astari, about the wizards. And I'm speaking specifically about the book called Unfinished Tales. So if you would like to know more about the wizards and what Tolkien's kind of conflicting thoughts were about Radagast especially, you should read the chapter on the Astari and Unfinished Tales. But in The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, all we know about Radagast is that he's the friend of beasts, and birds are particularly his friends. Radagast is, of all the Astaris, the one who is closest to the land, right? He is the one who has the closest relationship with the natural world and with natural creatures, right? That is the core of his... he is a worthy wizard, as Gandalf calls him, though Saruman calls him a fool, though I guess, actually, sort of, in retrospect, that's kind of a compliment. And we know that he lives in Rhosgobel in Mirkwood. That's almost it, pretty much, that we know about him. But so again, the very first sentence from Radagast here: the land itself is turning against us, and I know not the reason why. We can see Radagast's anxiety, his uneasiness, his sensitivity to the land. Right. This is the way that he relates to this is really interesting. Okay. Even the shepherds are twisted shadows of their former selves. I speak of the bog prowlers, those that tend to the trees. So the bog prowlers are pretty weird. We haven't come across any bog prowlers in this stream yet. These will be our first bog prowlers. I find them interesting creatures, very strange. They're one of the kinds of creatures, and when you think about it, one of the very first kinds of creatures that we've met in the game to this point, in the Shire, in Bree, or in the Lone Lands, which are not directly described in the book. Almost all of the creatures, okay, like the giant acid slugs in the Rushik Bog, slugs are not, but there probably were slugs, just not monstrous slugs. That's another example I can think of, though again, that's more of a, sort of an expansion on what creatures were probably there in the swamp rather than a complete departure. The bog prowlers, that's pretty different. If you can think of any examples of other creatures in the Shire or in Bree or in the Lone Lands prior to the bog prowlers that the game designers just totally made up, I'd be interested. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. But the bog prowlers are new, and you notice the context in which they're placing the bog prowlers, right? And that is, he calls them, Radagast calls them the shepherds, right? The purpose of the bog prowlers are for them to be, so they're like mini Ents, right? The way that he depicts it, right? Bog prowlers are to Ents as like bushes are to trees, essentially, right, is how he makes it sound. Now, we're not going to ever, I don't think, at least I've never in any of my Lotro adventures had a conversation with a bog prowler, right? They don't seem to be, you can't converse with them. They don't seem to be intelligent in the way that Ents are intelligent. But it's interesting that when we're introduced to them, they're put in the same role here. So again, although they're totally making bog prowlers up, and there's no evidence of anything even vaguely like a bog prowler in Tolkien's world, well, that's not true, right? There's nothing described like a bog, but there is something like a bog prowler in Tolkien's world, and again, that's the Ents. They are appealing to a category of things, to a concept, the idea that a representative of this plant, this sort of plant life, in this case, bog plants, right, swamp vegetation, would be given a kind of life and a kind of sentience in order to be the shepherd and protector of those plants, right? That's exactly more or less what happened with the Ents. So again, we can, even though they're making this up completely, see them working with Tolkien's themes here. You're probably thinking, if we've spent already this long on the first paragraph of the first dialogue that we've come across, we're not going to get so very far in our adventures here today. Well, we'll see. I'll see if I can step up the pace a bit. If I can discern what is twisting the shepherds, I may be able to determine what is fouling the land. Bring me the moss that they use to line their nests. They roam the swamp to the east of here. Okay, remember, I do not wish to harm the shepherds, no matter how confused they appear. They are innocent victims of the corruption, and know not the harm they do. Okay, Radagast, I will try not to harm the bog prowlers. If they attack me, I can't make any promises, but I'll do my best, Radagast. Let's see. Let us see if Gryfflet can acquire bog moss without harming any bog prowlers, any of the shepherds whatsoever. All right. We're off, and I'm lagging. That's not a good sign to start the day. Okay. Let's see. I'll get safely out of town, see if I can find a little hobbit-sized phone booth to change into my ninja outfit. If I'm going to be sneaking around hiding from bog prowlers, who are fairly stealthy themselves, I'm going to have to go into ninja mode. I think that's pretty obvious. All right. Okay. Hey, guys. Yeah, I talked to Frederick the Elder, kind of. I didn't really talk to Frederick the Elder. I kind of skipped him. But, okay. All right, there's a warg. I'll hide behind here. Okay, they'll never see me from the town. Don't want to scare the Agline. You know, they've barely accepted me. You know, they said I could stay here, but, you know, that it was okay for me to be here to meet Radagast, but, you know, don't want to jeopardize my welcome. Okay. All right, Warg. I'm going to see if I can ride and dodge Wargs and Crabine on the way down. Okay, that looks unhealthy. Radagast, I think you're onto something. That's not right. That's just not right. So you see, we've got the Lone Lands. You know, I love the kind of the sort of shelfy, broken hills that we get in the Lone Lands. We get another sinister-looking ruin over here. I know exactly what's in that ruin, and it isn't fun. And here is this Valley of Harrogmar, and it looks like it is soaked in blood. That can't be good. And I'm going to try not to... Oh, a bile spewer marksman, really? Really, that does not sound like somebody I want to meet at any time of day. I assume, yeah, he's a wight, right? Okay, so already it's a bad sign. We have wargs, orcs, and now wights. The fact that wights are wandering around does suggest some kind of corruption to the land here. I'm getting stealthy because I got Knickerbreakers over here too. There's another wight. All right, but I'm looking for bog moss. There's some. Ah, there's a bog prowler. A vile bog prowler. Oh dear, that's so sad. See, now hearing Radagast talk about the shepherds and everything, the twisted shepherds. Oh, look, he's stretching. How cute. That's really adorable. Okay, you are a funny looking creature, though. Yeah, so look, it looks like a little, like a tussock of grass that would be sticking up out of a bog with the like long root system and everything. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right. I can't stay in stealth mode. Well, sorry, I'm lagging all over the place. That's why I'm weaving around like a drunken person. I wonder if the world transition is contributing to lag. I wonder. I was noticing increased lag last night too. Okay. Got another nest over here. The Circle of Blood. Huh. Yeah, that does sound unhealthy. And that water, that is not normal. That is just not okay. So again, so the mystery is what is happening to the land. I mean, you know, again, Radagast says the land itself is turning against them, is suffering. But you know, I think this wight is part of the problem, not part of the solution. Okay, that was just disgusting. Did you just spew bile all over me? Because I objected that meeting. I really did. You know, the barfing wights, I could totally do without them. Am I poisoned? Oh, no, I'm diseased. Okay. Fine. Now, I'm going into stealth mode, even though there doesn't seem to be anything in between, because there are sometimes bog guardians, you know, bog prowlers, lying stealthed, because, of course, you can't tell them from a tussock of grass. And again, I don't want to stumble across one and draw its attack and therefore have to kill it. So I'm trying to see if I can get all these without harming a bog prowler. I'll be so proud if I'll be able to tell Radagast that I didn't hurt any. Okay. All right, 5. Almost there. Any that way? Let's see if I can find them all this way. Okay. I don't really like wading in this red water. What makes it red? I mean, this is called the Circle of Blood. I assume this isn't actually blood. But it's pretty gross. Uh-oh, the Knickerbreakers are converging. is squeaking at me. Don't squeak at me, Knickerbreaker. Okay. Gotta be some more nests over here, right? More nests? Where are they? Better go into stealth mode. Don't want to get caught by a, what? Seriously? No nests over here? There's one over there. None in this little log. None in this little pond. Okay. Okay, I think there are 2 more over there. Good. I need 4. We're getting there. Still no unfortunate run-ins with Bog Prowlers. All right, this is touch and go here. Nasty. Okay, so we've got to figure out what is turning the water red around here, because this whole thing looks super unhappy. Oh, there's another one on top of the hill. Okay. So these are called norbogs over here. I mean, I guess they're supposed to be like a different species or something than the Knickerbreakers that we met before, but oh, where's the 10th? Is it over? Probably over this way. Let's go stealthy again. Yeah, they look like they're a different species from the Knickerbreakers. Of course, I like to think that norbogs are their actual real name. Of course, Knickerbreaker, remember, that's the name that Sam gave them. It's not like a scientific classification, like, you know, the oh yes, the Knickerbreakicus of the, you know, it's that's Sam's nickname, not a very formal name. So I like to think that the ones in the Midgewater Marshes are called Knickerbreakers, but over here they're called norbogs, because that's their real name. I don't know if that's the way that... Where's the 10th? The bog snake. Look at that. Where is the 10th nest? I'm missing nest number 10. I'm so excited because I've not killed any bog prowlers yet. But I don't know if I can go without running into any forever. Where is it? Okay, it's this way. I should follow the quest arrow, perhaps. Oh, is it over this hill? Is there another little, aha, there it is. Okay. Excellent. Oh, okay. Oh, shh, there's another bog prowler. Is he vile, too? Poor vile bog prowler. Again, I love sort of the voice of Radagast there. You know, if you're just kind of, you know, as a gamer, you know, you're just kind of coming into this region. Okay, Radagast, I've got it. I'm going to get on my horse and take off. This way, if any bog prowlers attack me, I'll outrun them. Anyway, you know, again, if you're just kind of a gamer going through and not really thinking about it, and, you know, not paying attention to the dialogue, you would just consider those vile bog prowlers monsters, and you know, hunt them down and kill them out of hand. I like the idea of, you know, the way that we're, you know, sort of being given the backstory of these guys, and you know, being prompted. I was just talking in, you know, I just finished an episode a few minutes ago. Just finished an episode of our Silmarillion film project, where we're sort of planning out a theoretical adaptation of the. Oops. Sorry, just a farmer boy, innocuous hobbit whom you can totally trust. That's me. Anyway, we're planning out a theoretical adaptation of the Silmarillion, and it's super fun. And one of the things that we've been talking about in season 1 is we're talking about the fall of Morgoth. That's for those of you who haven't read the Silmarillion. Morgoth was his original name was Melkor. He was Sauron's boss, basically, back in the first age. He's really the sort of the Lucifer figure of Tolkien's world. And you know, in the context of talking about his story, we were talking about how all fallen creatures in Tolkien, all evil creatures in Tolkien, have an element of tragedy to them. Every single one of them has some said, so like they've either been corrupted or they've turned away from, hey dude, how's it going? Oh, you're a warden? Cool. Wardens of the Eriador? Like the area, not just Eriador, right? But it's like the Eriador. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, all evil creatures are tragic, right? That there's all that is evil is good that has been was once good and has become corrupted. That's one of the sort of the major themes that we see running through Tolkien's works. So that even the devil, even Melkor himself is a tragic figure. And coming down a couple steps from Melkor, even vile Bog Prowlers are tragic. I guess that's a couple steps below Morgoth. But again, same principle, right? Tragedy. The corruption. In this case, it's even worse in a sense, because Melkor at least fell through his own choices, right? These poor Bog Prowlers are being corrupted by an external force, right? There's something messing up this whole region. They didn't choose that. They're victims. We must rescue them. I didn't kill any Radagast. I didn't. Okay, the moss will help me understand, how the evil is tainting the Red Swamp. We got to figure out what's going on there. Okay, this is the first step in determining what caused the shepherds to become confused and irrational. Vile, really, but I agree. Let's stick with confused and irrational. Vile is such a loaded word, really. Okay, I thought there'd be more to do. I'd have been pretty surprised, Radagast, if you'd been like, "That's it, thank you, you got the moss. Go along your business now." Okay, what's next, Radagast? It reeks of death. Holy cow. That's what he just said. He said it reeks of death. Yeah, well, are you talking about me? You're not talking about me, because I did go swimming in the red water. That would be a little bit rude, though, Radagast, to be like, oh, this hobbit reeks of death. Okay, I can smell death in the moss and probably also on me, as if it were a subjunctive mood there, Radagast. Plucked from an ancient grave. This stench of decay and evil is not a thing from nature. I believe that the wights are to blame. See, as soon as I saw that first bile spewing, what was the noun? No, vile bile spewer? Was spewer the noun? Whatever. Anyway, as soon as I got puked on by one of those guys, I was guessing they were part of the problem. Didn't I say they were part of the problem? Okay. Wights are the bones of the dead, stirred by fell spirits out of Angmar and Rhudaur. Yeah, okay, got it. The wars here long ago. Remember, Rhudaur is so there were three kingdoms, right? The North Kingdom of Arnor split into three kingdoms: Arthedain, which is where the line of the kings remain; Cardolan, which was focused down in the south, and they're the ones who took their last stand in the Barrow Downs. We talked about the people of Cardolan. We were looking at the Barrow Downs and in Bree, and then Rhudaur. And Rhudaur was the one that was up in the. Of course, I'm doing it. It's good. I should do it backwards. Up here, up in the northeastern section, out towards Rivendell and towards the Trollshaws, up in that direction. They're the ones that fell under the influence of Angmar. So the kingdom of Rhudaur got twisted back in the day by Angmar. Okay. So that's why we're talking about fell spirits out of Angmar and Rhudaur, because they became allies. All right, the wars here long ago made Harrogmar, that's where we just were, as ripe for wights as the Barrow Downs in the west. Okay, right? Return to Harrogmar, the swamp in the east, and destroy these foul creatures. Okay, there's like 15 of them, really, Radagast. Okay, that'll take some doing, but I can probably do that. Okay, if there are wights, I fear there are other fell creatures haunting the swamp as well. I saw one or two fell creatures, have to admit. For now, though, you need only concern yourself with the wights. I have a question, Radagast. Do Norbogs count as fell creatures? They're not. I don't know if they're vile, but are they fell? That's what I really want to know, because they look fell to me, but that might just be my own prejudice because I dislike very huge insects. That might just be a rash prejudice on my part, and Radagast probably wouldn't feel the same way. I'm going to suspect that he thinks that the Norbogs are probably natural creatures, and like Radagast would be like protecting them. So just to be safe, Radagast, I'll try not to kill the Norbogs. Besides, they're not aggressive. They kind of chitter at me, but they don't attack, at least not right away. So I'll probably leave them alone. But boy, those wights, I'm gonna give them what for, Radagast. You'll see. I may look like an innocent farm boy, but boy, I can mess up a wight if I need to. As that one bile spewer out there can already attest to. So okay, let's go find them. In the meantime, while I am going hunting wights, I will try to get to a couple lore questions. Please do feel free, those who are attending live, please do feel free to enter lore questions. My wonderful assistant, Fairvenin, is passing those along to me. So you can let me know if there are other things you would like to hear me talk about. We better, if we're going to be killing wights again, we gotta suit up here. Okay, excellent. All right, now we're hunting wights. I think we get mostly Crabine, wargs, and orcs up here in the hills. Before we don't really see wights till we get down in the valley. Yeah, there's another orc of the Tarkrip. Oops. All right, fine. So that's how you want to be, huh? No problem. You want to... Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, got poison there. Those arcs using venomed blades. See, remember, that's what... notice even that is actually following a detailed reference in the book. Remember that Aragorn, when he's treating Sam's wound in the Fellowship of the Ring, when Sam has that cut across his forehead after the fight in the Chamber of Mazarbul, Aragorn is looking at it carefully, and he says, "Good luck, Sam." And it's, basically he says it's not poisoned, because the wounds of orc blades too often are, he says. So you see, I just got poisoned by that orc I was just fighting, because again they're following that. So okay, all right, Mr. White, bile spewer marksman. You are white number one. Okay. Alright, we've got... No, I'm not going to kill the Norbog. We're good. Radagast would want me to protect those. Probably. But any wights... Okay, but anyway, as I said, let's talk about some lore questions while I'm hunting wights. One question, this was left over from last week. I didn't get to this one. Oh, by the way, one other thing. I was told, Maven, Trish, was telling me that in the chat last time when I was joking about the Watcher in the Water and Gollum, and how they used to get together for like poker nights until before the goblins came and got in the way. Trish was saying that you guys in the chat room were correcting me that I was obviously wrong about that they didn't play. They wouldn't have been playing poker. They would have been playing Go Fish, and that's clearly, as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, that's obviously correct. Anyway, but leftover lore questions from last time. St. Joan was asking, how did the Witch King fall from a king of men to becoming, the Witch King? Well, we don't really know. We have very, very, very little information about an ancient bile spewer. That's got to be worse. Anyway, so we be nice to be able to see past the foliage here. Okay, there we go. The Witch King. Of course, he's very relevant to this story. The Witch King really kind of looms over the entire Lotro Volume 1. He's the Witch King of Angmar. He's the one who established the Kingdom of Angmar in the north. So it's... he's a really important figure, but we just don't know much about him. Tolkien didn't ever really tell his story, who he was, where he came from. All we really know are sort of general things about him. That is, we know in general that the the nine, the ring wraiths, were lords of men who were, sort of corrupted by the allure of the rings. They were tempted, presumably by the part of their temptation seems to be, they're connected with their desire for immortality or their fear of death. At least that's sort of the. Is there a white over there? Yes, there is one over there. But there's one right here, closer here too. So yeah, the fear of death and the desire for immortality is a pretty major theme of the corruption of men in Tolkien's world in general. So presumably that was involved. Some of them were Númenóreans. Some of them are not. We're told that 3 of the 9 were Black Númenóreans. We're not told whether the Witch King was one of them. As I think I've mentioned in the past before, I like to think that the Witch King is a Black Númenórean because it kind of gives him, especially since he was established in the kingdom to the north. He established the kingdom of Angmar, and his primary job, like what the assignment, the mission he was sent out on by he's basically there setting up Angmar as a field agent of Sauron, and what Sauron basically tasked him to do with Angmar in the north is destroy the North Kingdom. His job was to take out Arnor, which he did. 2 of them, 3 of them. Let's see. Do these still count towards my quest? Let me make sure these still count. I'm not leaving the region here. Would you stand still? Yep. Okay, they count. Just making sure before I go endangering myself hunting wights up the hill here. So anyway, like I said, he's tasked with destroying Angmar. Therefore, I really like to think that he was a Black Númenórean and therefore sort of had a particular, a sort of particular personal axe to grind. Because I don't know. I find that a sort of a more attractive story. So personally, I like to think that he's a Black Númenórean, but we don't even know even that. Yeah, how about I not fight 3 at once? What do we say? Does that seem prudent? All right. Now, the name Witch King, of course, is a very evocative one. It seems to just mean like sorcerer in a comparatively vague sort of way. Okay, as if being a bile spewer weren't disgusting enough, the fact that this huge centipede emerges out of your corpse, that's just disgusting. Okay, anyway, I'm going to take out both of these 2. I'm not sure I want to fight 3, but 2, that seems efficient. And as usual, I'm going to target the archer so that he can't run away. Oh. Oops. They seem to have become attracted to my friend over there. That's okay. That was awesome. Like, I thought they had detected me, and instead they just were running off in a different direction entirely. Alright. Okay. I'm going to kind of try these pair over here. I said I always target the archer. Oh, there's no archer. They're both just ancient pile spewers. Come on here. Hey! I hate it when I run. I think someone is standing too close to me. Let me at least open tap them both. Okay. Well, that settles that problem. Okay. Here we go. 4 more. Oh, anyways, I was talking about the Witch King's name. Okay, his name is very evocative, but I don't think it means anything more than he is like a sorceress king. You know, he is the, that there is magic. If Tolkien had written about that in his younger days, he would doubtless have talked about the Sygaldry that the Witch King was involved in. Oh, another one of those really disgusting centipedes emerging from its course. That's really disturbing. Okay, let's head back in the direction of Radagast, as I suspect there will be some wights, which I can find. Need 2 more. I can probably get them on the way back home. There's one. So anyway, so like I said, we know very little of the personal history of the Witch King. I would put the Witch King as an example. Indeed, I would put the entire sort of history of Angmar as in the category of those really tantalizing untold stories that Tolkien alludes to, but doesn't ever actually really tell. And even though, I mean, Angmar has fallen, you know, in the biggest picture, the larger story that the Lotro people are telling here in Volume 1, in the Volume 1 of their Epic Quest series about the rise of Angmar and everything else, is not true to the books, because that Morbog is going to attack me. Or somebody else. Anyway, the bigger picture of Angmar, it's not really true, because Angmar really fell a long time ago, and from everything that we get in the books, it certainly does seem that if you traveled up to, I mean, of course, Frodo and Sam never do travel up into the far north, but if they had traveled into the far north, they probably would not have found, the kingdom of Angmar stronger than ever, which is kind of what we see in Lotro. So that is, in that sense, inaccurate to the books. But I don't mind. I think it's lovely, actually, because, again, the story of Angmar and the evil kingdom of Angmar, I always found that one of the most tantalizing stories. I loved I delighted as a kid, when I was like a teenager reading The Lord of the Rings. Oops, sorry, missed it. I delighted in every reference to the Witch King and to Angmar. I found that idea extremely evocative, and oh, see, look, I was ambushed, and he took out my horse, but it's okay. I'm not going to kill you, poor, corrupted, twisted shepherd. I'm going to run away. I'm going to run away, and I'm going to evade you. Yeah, okay. See, he might attack me and ambush me and take out my horse, but I'm still going to... Now you, however, I'm not going to take any guff off of you, Gorgro. Okay. Anyway, okay, all right. Anyway, like I said, I always loved the stories of Angmar. That would have been definitely on my short list of stories I would have wanted to read more about. Stories I wished Tolkien had told in full. So I fully applaud the fact that the story, it's not the original story of Angmar, of course. It's the Witch King's story. The Witch King is doing other things. In fact, we've already met the Witch King, right? We saw him talking with Skorgrim and Ivar, the Bloodhand, in the Chapter 1, or the Book 1 Epic Quest line. So he's busy. He's got other jobs now, but the idea of the evil kingdom of Angmar and how it interacts with things here, again, just love that story. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, Radagast, So I brought you moss that smells like death. I hope I smell better. Well, after getting puked on by all those wights, I probably smell even worse now, Radagast. But I'm back.
You've returned, I see.
Okay, only proved to help us in the time to come. Okay, now I thought there'd be much more to do. All right, what do we have?
This is dire news.
The sheer numbers of wights in Harrogmar indicates that the presence of gaunt-men, vile necromancers who serve the Dark Lord. Okay, so the gaunt-men are different from wights. Wights are just the evil spirits that invest the bones, and but the vile necromancers, right? The gaunt-men are necromancers. Okay. In ages past, they dwelt in the witch realm of Angmar, right? But the White Council believed them all destroyed. White Council carrying on its record for disappointing cluelessness. Clearly they were wrong. Yeah, it will turn out not to be the first time, Radagast. Only the strongest of the Gaunt-men, the Gaunt Lords, have the power to summon the spirits of the Shadow Realm. The War Singers carry the sigil of their Gaunt Lord. I knew it. See, they do practice Sygaldry. How about that? Tolkien in his early poetry was really fond of that word. He didn't quite make it up. He claimed that there was a precedent for it in Middle English poetry. There was. There's like one kind of questionable usage of the word to kind of justify his usage of it. But he often rhymed it with wizardry, with wizardry and Sygaldry. Anyway, okay, so the War Singers carry the sigil of their Gaunt Lord. Search the ruins, right? I was just there, yeah, or almost there. Defeat those creatures and bring me their sigils. Okay. We must learn which Gaunt Lord these creatures serve. Okay. All right, fine. I will go collect sigils of the Gaunt-men. I like the I actually don't need to go into stealth yet now here, do I? I like the progression of how these quests are going. You see the very logical progression as we're getting at the root of the matter, right? First we collected scientific samples, right? We collected moss from the corrupted Bog Prowlers' nests, so that he could analyze them in his little magical laboratory and see what was going on with them. It sounds like really he just took a whiff of them and then chucked them over his shoulder. But anyway, so the wights are causing the problem. So we went after a bunch of wights. Actually, I want my horse, not my stealth. Come to think of it, okay, so. See if I can not end up fighting any orcs this time. Yeah, try and catch me if you can, Gorkrow. Okay, yeah, so we found the moss and found it was being corrupted, and then we found we killed a bunch of wights and says, oh, there's Gaunt Lords. So now we're chasing down the Gaunt Lords who made the wights, who brought the death to the Bog Guardians, and we are totally tracing the root of the problem and figuring out why this is now called the Circle of Blood. Mossback. Whoa. It's like the boss Bog Prowler, huh? Wow. I don't remember seeing that guy. Glad I didn't run into him before. Hi, Norbogs. Yes. Oh. Vile Bog Prowler, okay. I don't want to hunt down wights. Vile Spewer. Hi, I'm looking for... Excuse me, wights, could you direct me to the nearest gaunt-man? Could you do that? Sometimes there's one around here. No, don't see him. Okay. I know there's one up the hill as we go up towards the ruins. I think it's time for dismount. All right. There's those two wights. There we go. Is it? Yeah. All right. Here he is. I'm going to have a snack. Time to have a stealth essay, and I'm going to have some bacon. And I'm going to have some barley soup. Little fear resistance. Okay. Excellent. The Gaunt War Singer. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm going to take out your summoned wight first. Okay. Just speaking tactically here, Mr. Gaunt War Singer. Oops, I'm not in my ninja outfit. Oh, I probably should have disrupted him before he summoned that dude. Yeah, I'll have to make a bigger priority of that in the future. Now would be a good time to... Okay. Death appears more or less imminent here. Come here, white. Mr. Gaunt-man. I might not survive this, but... Wow. Okay, backup is coming in handy. Yeah, I'm finding soloing these guys as an underlevel burglar. He's level 29. I'm 25. This is a little challenging, but it helps when there's, I guess, helps when there's somebody doing me. Okay. That was one. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, I completely would have died there. All right. Don't need to fight you guys anymore. Or you. As I recall, if I come up here, yes, there's another one here. This time I'm going to target the war singer so that I can disrupt him. The Master of Nan Dhelu. Seriously? You're going to join in? Oh, okay. Hey! Everybody, they knock me unconscious and leave me behind. Okay, oh boy, what a crowd. Excuse me, Mr. Horse Singer, I was talking to you. Okay, not going according to plan. I think my backup is following a little too close here. Because my mobs keep aggroing on you. Okay. All right, that was ugly. All right, I think I want to go over this way. If I'm remembering my geography. Oh, hang on. Boy, if ever I want to be a ninja, it's now. Okay. Bile spewers all over the place. Oh, man. Stealth fail. Ooh. This is non-trivial. I think I got this guy, though. Oh, yeah. Whew. Okay. So I think if I remember correctly, there's another... There he is. Ooh, he's red. The Gaunt Protector, yikes. You know, those war singers were smaller than you. I don't think I want a piece of you. Whew. Let's go back. Let's go back and find those other war singers again. Let's explore downstairs because that guy is scary. Not sure I can take him. There's another one up there. Okay. Let's go around here and find the stairs. I love how I'm sneaking and trailing this like noxious vapor from where I got diseased. It's kind of good. It's kind of going to give me away. I'm a little worried here. How do we get in there? Do I have to go up over there? How do I get up there, man? I've got to go in over this bridge, I guess. Okay. Thought there was a way up over there, but apparently there's not. Okay. You know, do you think a little signage here, wights, is that too much to ask, right? You know, can I get a little, you know, a little help? Where are there stairs? Where am I missing something obvious? Do I have to go up here? Can I only go through it up around this way? Oh man. Can I go that way? No, I can't go that way. Do I have to go all the way around? Yikes. How do I get up there? Can I go this way? Okay, wait. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think I'm onto something now. Okay. Oh, there's the... Oops. Darn it. Stealth fail. I guess that's another problem with being under level. As people who have quested with me know, I'm a big fan of... okay, alright. Alright, let's do this, Master of Nan Dhelu. Do you count for my quest, by the way? No, you don't. Jerk. Hey, can I stun you with a marble? Can I evade you and run away? How does that sound? Anyway, yeah, as people who quest with me in game know, you know, we do our bi-weekly Mythgard Adventures session with our kinship and with others. So every other Tuesday night we meet and do instances and skirmishes together. And I do prefer challenge. I'd rather do something under level than over level. I don't really, I'm not really interested in you know. Darn it. I'm not really interested in going on quests where I'm going to win easily. So I like being under level. But this is... parts of this are getting a little extreme. Red mobs are kind of challenging. These are still orange, so we're okay. All right. Oh, the foul rigor went off and attacked that guy. All right. All right, I'm finally up on the top level now. Ooh, a party of 3. Time for some serious stealth. Oh dear. My stealth was insufficiently serious. Okay. Fine. Where's the... Okay, there's that gaunt war singer. What is that? It's the smoking chimney of death! Whoa! Seriously, what is that thing? It's like a shrine. This is like the symbol of the evils of industrialization. We've got the smokestack motif and the air pollution, and the noxious green glow around the base of the to make it look even more sinister and hideously evil. And then down here we have like the fireplace with this. Whoa. I gotta see this more close. Which means I gotta kill these guys. Because, I mean, seriously. I gotta investigate that thing. That is one seriously cool looking artifact. Let us see what we can figure out about gaunt culture by examining that thing. Oh, and the master this guy is everywhere. Man, this is honestly, how many times do we have to kill this moron? Should name this episode "In which Gryfflet fights the Master of Nan Dhelu 8 times." Okay, good. He found a nice shinier object. So, all right. Now, time for Anthropological Discoveries. All right, so we start with these 2 purple candles. Right, we've got these 2 torches that are glowing purple, flanking either side of the thing. We've got corpses lying around, so just bones, skeletons, but then piles of bones around them. Are those like skulls? These are like human bones here, right? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Piles of human bones and skeletons. Fortunately, though, the skeletons are wearing loincloths because, I mean, you know, that would be gross. We don't want to be indecent. This is a family show. So, all right, so we've got all these bones. We've got this, what is this, crystal-like thing? We've got some clearly sinister magic going on. All right, and that seems to be then leading upward. We've got this, like, the whole spiky thing going on here. And then it's all bound together with something red, and then up to the top, that really noxious smokestack. So is this a shrine of some kind? I'm going to guess. So we were just told by Radagast that the gaunt-men are the ones who invest the wights. This is a wight factory, right? This has got to be a wight factory. So it is a factory. It is an industrial revolution thing. Look at that. Okay, so we've got the evils of industry, wight manufacturing right here with the smokestack polluting the community, and that oh, you could even go allegorical and be like the skeletons lying about are like the exploited sweatshop workers. Hey, see, look, we could do a whole industrial revolution allegory here. I know Tolkien's like it's not allegory, and it's not allegory. I'm not saying the Lord of the Rings is allegory, but we could do an allegorical. But I'm a medievalist, and you know I know Tolkien was a medievalist too. But in the Middle Ages, we love doing allegorical readings of things, right? It doesn't have to originally be an allegory. You make it into an allegory. It works. I like it. Okay. Anyway. But so, oh, you see, and the piles of bones, it's like, see that, so it's like the workers are the dead, but, oh, and the dead regen while I'm sitting here looking at their factory. Yeah, I guess there's that. This is sort of this natural progression, like, how do you know when you've taken too long looking at the scenery when the mobs you just killed respawn? That's when you know that you have outstayed your welcome, and when they respawn like in mid combat, like they respawn with their fist already headed towards your face. That's only the more disturbing. Okay. White. Anyway, oh yeah, so you've got the piles of bones are like, you know, see, it's like the industry of death from death. Profiled marksman. Ah, disrupted you. That's what this does, right? I'm correct about this skill, right? Yeah. Interrupts inductions. Addle. I addled the wight. This is an addle-pated wight. The word addle-pated is a wonderful word. And there's the Master of freaking Nan Dhelu again. First of all, where is Nan Dhelu? Or is it a thing or is it a place? Are you the master of a place called Nan Dhelu? Or is Nan Dhelu like a... What is this? The 5th time I've had to fight you? Honestly. Will you never learn? Nan Dhelu. I think it's the place. It's this place, isn't it? Oh, look. Of course, it's this place. Look at it. It's where I am, right? Yeah, it's the name of the castle. So you're the boss here? You're the boss of this? If you're the boss of this castle, you must be a gaunt-man, right? In which case, every time I kill you... don't you have a sigil? Why do you not have a sigil? How dare you not have a sigil? I could have had them all already, because it's the 5th time I've killed you. All right. Anyway, War Singer. You are the one that I went through all this dolore to get up to, but I'm really glad I saw the White Factory. That was totally worth it. Okay, there we are. That's right. Come to Papa. Stay! Come on, Kara. I guess I hit you, so that's all right. I'm coming after you, sucker. I'm going to addlepate you. Oh, you addlepated, right. See, addlepated is a great word. Addle is the verb, right? When you like mix or stir something up, you addle it. And pate, of course, refers to your head. So if you're addlepated, it means your head is all stirred up and confused. All right. I need 2 more, and I know where to find them on the way out. I'm going the fast way. Okay. There you are, Mr. Gaunt War Singer. Let's get you before the Master of Nan Dhelu comes back again. Okay. These guys are pretty serious business, but you know... Oh. Interrupt him. Ha! Oh, you tried to summon another wight, but that's no good. I am so onto you. Okay. Just grab that one more War Singer on the way down the hill, and that'll be fine. Excellent. Okay. All right. Hey, I have another subtitle for this. In which Wiggin puts a stop to Sygaldry. Yeah, that's right. No Sygaldry will be practiced in the Lone Lands. Thank you very much. I'm going to take your sigils away. Just can't trust some gaunt-men with sigils. All right. Ha! Induction interrupted. There's something so satisfying about interrupting somebody's induction. Gotta tell ya. And the idea of an addlepated gaunt war singer is also just really kind of charming all by itself. Did you just stun me? No problem. I got you, Gaunt War Singer. Yes. Oh, and I leveled up with my last Gaunt-man. Ooh, I got a new skill. What's this? What's this? Contact Peddler. Ooh, this is where I can summon somebody to trade with me. Contact Peddler. That's hilarious. I love that. Contact Peddler. I'm going to put that up here. Okay. Contact, excuse me. Oh, what's this? This changed. Burglar's Antidote. Ooh, now it removes disease, wounds, or fear. Excellent. Okay. Used to just do poison, and now it does. And now I can get rid of the disease so that my streaming trail of noxious green vapor won't give me away anymore in stealth mode. Wait a second. Don't want stealth. I want my horse. I'm out of here. Forgot to turn on treasure tracker. Never know what I missed. Okay. Hey, I have an idea. Let's go back and fight the Master of Nan Dhelu again. Just kidding. Not really going to do that. But okay. Right. We're riding back to Radagast. I wish I could ride wights down as I was going through. That would be kind of satisfying, but that's okay. All right, contact peddler. That is so cool. I love the name Contact Peddler. It's like, so I have I now have a membership to the Peddlers Network, right? So I mean, how exactly, by what mechanism do I contact peddlers? I don't know, but that sounds kind of awesome. Right? Excuse me, can I get a peddler over here? I'm in Nan Dhelu. I guess I have to be at a campsite. Okay, so I have to find a campground, because I guess the idea is that at any given fireside, you never know when you're gonna when a peddler is gonna just kind of pop up. So I guess that totally makes sense. Contact peddler, love it. Okay, right in my poison thing. So excellent. Very good. Well, now that I'm level 26, I should go back and take out that gaunt protector, because I'm not afraid of him anymore. Just kidding. Okay. Who's attacking me? Did somebody chase me? Is it? Darn it. Seriously. Oh, yeah, Fairvenon suggests I should summon the peddler with a moth. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, actually. That's doubtless how it works. I mean, some people think that only works for eagles, but I think it's actually... Gandalf in the films is really just kind of uninventive. I mean, if you've got a moth, which you can like summon and capture at will, why send for eagles all the time when occasionally you could send them for peddlers instead? I think that Gandalf was really missing an opportunity there. Okay, Radagast, I've got the sigils. I found your moss. We diagnosed that. I destroyed some wights for you, and we figured out what... I'm not going to say anything, but you could probably have guessed in advance where they must have come from. And now I've taken out some gaunt-men. I've got your sigils. What do we think, Radagast? What's going on?
There is a gaunt lord here.
Ivar the Bloodhand. Oh, did I mention I met him? Actually, so maybe I should have said. He's a powerful lord of the gaunt-men, yeah, and a dangerous and vile creature. I thought he looked vile too. You know, these other, like the Bog Prowlers, compared to Ivar, they're just not vile. They're insufficiently vile, really, to deserve the adjective, actually. It's he who is behind the corruption of the Red Swamp. Okay, all right, now we're at the heart of the matter, right? Why would a creature such as Ivar travel so far from Angmar? Power, perhaps? But what drew him here? Okay, so something drew Ivar. Ivar had an opportunity here, right? I mean, he's why is he persecuting the Lone Land? Seems like a random place for Ivar the Bloodhand, Gaunt Lord of Angmar, to do. Ooh, a red stone. +9 fate and vitality in my pocket. That sounds good. Ooh, nice big upgrade. Boots of the Ruin Hold. What an excellent name. Is Nan Dhelu the Ruin Hold?
I have a task for you.
Okay, hang on. Gonna put on my new boots. Put that red stone in my pocket. Okay, sorry, Radagast, you were saying. This land was the site of many battles in the past. Right, yeah, the people of Rudauer in particular. Some say the swamp takes its name from the blood of fallen men that stains the red earth. Well, it looks like that, I gotta tell you. But my knowledge of the swamp's history is limited. I do know of a man named Aric, a wise man of the Egline, though only by reputation. Wait, he's only a wise man by reputation? sort of a misplaced modifier there, Radagast. You meant you only know Aric by reputation, not that he's only a wise man by reputation. That's really kind of funny. Anyway, sorry. He's a stone speaker, a scholar who studies the stones and collects knowledge from their markings. Okay. Aric knows... Isn't he more of a stone listener then? Actually, doesn't actually speak to this, or does he speak? Is he like the Lorax, right? He's like, I am Aric, I speak for the stones. Maybe. Let's go meet him. Let's see if that's the case. He's a stone speaker, a scholar who studies the stones. Right. Aric knows much of the local lore. Okay. Travel to him and ask for his help. He currently dwells south of here, beyond Talathgaun, down in Harloig. He may provide us with the knowledge we seek. Okay. Go down to Harloig. This I can do. I think I can do it. So go to a different swamp to find the secrets of this swamp. Okay. All right. We'll do that. Very good. Here's hoping we don't get destroyed down in the Harloig, because that's a rough neighborhood, I hear. Okay. Hey, Frederick the Elder. And I actually have a milestone that I've bound to that milestone there, so should make coming home a little quicker, which will be good. What time is it? How are we doing for time? Adventures in... Wow, we're just about done. Okay, so let's go down and find Aric the Stone Speaker, and then we'll have to end for today. And we'll try to we'll see how far we can get in the getting to the bottom of. So we've made some progress, right? We've starting to diagnose what's wrong with the swamp. We've tracked everything back to Ivar the Bloodhand, but we don't know why Ivar the Bloodhand is here. We're trying to get the full story here, so I'm going to try to dodge wargs. I see the wargs are blue and white here rather than yellow, but the orcs are still yellow. That's okay. Let's see if we can find our way down to the swamp. Without, I was about to say without jumping off the cliff, but I'm a burglar. I can jump off cliffs. Okay, another gore crow. Oh, there's the swamp. I see it. Okay, so we've got the highlands here, which drop off rather precipitously down into another delightful swamp in which perhaps we will find revealed to us the mysteries of the other swamp. Okay. Alright, looks like I don't have to jump off a cliff. I can just ride down this rolling peninsula that sticks out into the swamp and seems to be pointing in the direction I want to go. And so here's the Harloeg. What do we have here? Who's this? Ooh, a muck prowler? Muck crawler. Okay. A bloated muck crawler. Nasty. Okay. Bloated muck crawlers. Trees growing out of rocks. Cats and dogs living together. Okay. I think we're good. We're done. I hope there are no Bog Prowlers. Oh, more wights. Okay. Bad sign. Giant flies. Bog fly hatcher. Okay, bog flies. A slimy muck crawler. No, oh. My horse went away because the water got too deep. Okay. A vicious bog neeker. It's a bog neeker. Is that like a cross between a Norbog and a Neekerbreaker? Is it like a hybrid species between the two of them? Okay, all right. I'm not gonna lie. That's awesome. That's actually really funny. Okay, a bog neeker. Do they have like a Norneeker? Is that like the other kind? I don't know. Bog neeker. Sam's, it's catching on. See, by the time they get down here, you know, Sam's new name of Neekerbreaker is totally, it's all the rage now. So they're starting to, they're really starting to sort of spread around that nomenclature. So okay, all right. On the one hand, there's a shade who looks a lot like a barrow wight, but I mean not like one of the zombie kinds, but one of the shade kinds. However, he's got a name and he doesn't seem hostile. So, hi, Narthon. I come in peace, Narthon. Look how peaceful I look. I'm just a little farmer boy hobbit. Oh, here's a campsite. Hang on a second. Stay there, Narthon. Don't go anywhere. Is this your tomb, Narthon? Look! Your tomb has one of the 6-pointed stars with, like, the missing top star. Are you from Cardoan? Are you from Cardoan, Narthon? Is that because that's my theory. My theory is that the 6-pointed star Narthon is from Cardoan. So I was wondering if that was right. Could you tell me? You probably can't tell me. I'll try to ask that later on. Ooh, what's this at the end? There's a shield. Can we see? I'm trying to see what's on the shield. It's kind of vague. Can't really see. Are those like wings of something? No, can't really make out the device on the shield. That's too bad. Okay, yeah, no. Doesn't look any better in that light. Okay. Here I am at a... no, let's not stand in the campfire. It's bad for hobbit feet. Okay, and... Contact peddler. I've got a horn, and he's standing in the fire. Get out of the fire, you moron! Dexter Deep Pockets. Excellent. What do you sell, Dexter Deep Pockets? You sell crafting recipes? Okay. A conviction signal. A conviction signal. Is that like the signal that you make when you get convicted? Is it like, conviction signal? That sounds like a fancy way of like calling your attorney, right? Is it mean it's like the one phone call you get after you get arrested? That's the arrest signal, not the conviction signal. That's what you get after you're sentenced, I suppose. Burglar tools, that's cool. I was given some burglar tools by a very generous fellow hobbit, Takabald, who gave me some burglar tools. That was very kind. And his are better than yours, Dexter. No criticism intended, but a conviction signal. What does that do? I can put that in my ranged slot? Really? And it gives me +5 fellowship maneuver morale healing multipliers. Wow! That doesn't actually seem very useful, but okay. Wow, this is so cool. A guile signal. But why would you want a signal when you're being guileful? I mean, doesn't that undermine the whole point? I know it's a fellowship maneuver thing, but still, the names are funny. You got to admit. Oh, and you sell the books, right? The knee breakers manual. It's like a manual. Is it a manual for how to break somebody's knee, or is it a manual for people like if you happen to be the kind of person who breaks people's knees? Here's like a manual for you. Now I think it's a how-to on the knee breaking. That is really funny. Strength signal, tactic signal. Those are not nearly quite so funny. Okay, the Book of Knives. Okay, right? That's it. The Expert's Guide to Dirty Fighting. Oh man, I accidentally bought the tactic signal just then, but that's okay. That could come in handy. Who knows? Actually, I think I'm going to buy a copy of the Strength signal because that seems even more handy. So cool. Do you have any cool jeweler's recipes? You don't, do you? No, you really don't. Oh well. Oh, but marbles. I got some marbles. I tried it on the Gaunt Lord and it didn't really do much. Gotta tell you. I was a little disappointed. Consumes a trick, removing 1 corruption. I don't even know what that means. Wow, I have so much to learn about burgling. But okay, never mind. Thanks, Dexter Deep Pockets. Thank you for appearing out of the fire here. I mean, this looks like... boy, if we did like the screenshot of this episode, we'd have to title this episode like How Gryfflet Summoned Dexter Deep Pockets from the Flames of Hell like Mephistopheles. I look like Faust here in this picture. This is really eerie. Can I make him go away? Is that a no? Okay. Does he just go away by himself, or is he going to stay in the fire? Never mind. Dexter, you stay. I'll come back next week and see if you're yet well done or if you're still medium rare. Here's Aric the Stone Speaker, and another ghost. Emmeline. Hi, Emmeline. Do you have one of the... Is this your tomb too? You do have a 6-pointed star. Maybe you'll explain to me what this is. Ooh. But you have ghostly pink armor and very pointy teeth. Okay. You're a little scary, Emmeline. Narthon has blue armor, not pink armor. Does that mean Emmeline is a girl? Narthon is a boy? Is that how do shades wear pink and blue armor? Because that'd be really precious if they did. Hey, Aric. Hey, Aric, you speak to stones. Maybe you could explain the 6-pointed star thing to me.
What do you need?
Yes, you knew. I knew you'd know much about this. Well, Radagast knew that you know much about these lands. That you were a wise person by reputation. So let's see. Okay, do I know from whence your knowledge stems? From the stones, right? Because you're a stone listener, right? The dead hold secrets. Okay, great secrets, terrible secrets. Secrets they clutch to their chests like fire on a winter's day. You know, that's a mixed metaphor, Aric, because if you clutch fire to your chest on a winter's day, that's not going to end well. People burn to death in the wintertime from trying to clutch fire to their chests on winter's day, Aric. I guess especially, no, just, yeah, don't go there. So, but I get you, Aric. I know you're used to speaking to stones, so like dangling modifiers and mixed metaphors are I understand. It's hard to talk to people, but I'm tracking with you. Memories keep their hearts warm. No, I don't see. Yeah, no, I truly don't. But I will. Okay, all right. I will understand about the memories of the dead. Okay, that sounds promising.
Stay a moment.
I can learn many things from the dead. Okay, all right. I think this is where we're gonna start next time. Okay, well, no, I'll start. You can learn many things from the dead, but there's one troublesome shade called Emmeline. I just met him with the pink armor. Yeah, that resists all attempts at communication. Perhaps you may succeed where I have not. Maybe he's just sensitive about his pink armor. You know, because like he's comfortable with his ghostliness. Like he doesn't feel like it's a threat to his. I mean, if he is masculine, his masculine. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe the dead don't think that way. I don't know. He's bound by pride and deems the living beneath contempt. Oh, I see. He's prejudiced that way. If you can prove yourself to him, this might grant you enough status in his eyes that he will lend you aid. Okay? Beware when you speak to him. He will try and win your trust with pleasant words, then send you off to your doom. That's better than just up and trying to rip my face off, I gotta tell you. You will find him at the ruins of Osthire. Like, I'm at the ruins of Osthire. Actually, Aric, so are you. Again, I know this communication with you, with like living people thing, takes some getting used to, but you're here, I'm here, he's right over there. I'm just going to turn around and I'll see him, so it's not like you have to give me directions. But thanks. I'll go talk to take the dead men's challenge here. Okay, Emmeline. But I think this is where we're going to begin next time. So I got to stop because we are out of time. Yes, we are 2 o'clock exactly. This seems like the perfect time to stop. So we'll see what Emmeline has to say, if I can get him to talk, not rip my face off and not send me to my doom. Or if he does send me to my doom, I'll see if I will attempt to survive it. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. This was a really fun episode. We're making some progress in getting to the bottom of what's going on here at the Lone Lands. And, ooh, look, there are 7 pointed stars in the background. It's only a tomb thing. Sorry, I apologize. Tune in next time when I will say, ooh, look, a 7-pointed star. But anyway, thanks as always for your patience. I appreciate you adventuring with me today, and we will see if we can finally track down and catch up with Ivar the Bloodhand and give him trouble next time. Thanks very much, everybody. Bye now.